day. This is everything it takes for you to get something done in your business. Here's your critical mass. That means when your workload goes up that far, you're going to break something, right? Here's your expected growth, expected workload. Let me show you what an implementation is going to do to you. It's going to do that before it does that. And you go live about right there. So this is max utilization. A lot of people do this. What did I just do there? Did I scare him? Sounds like I'm talking about the solution, doesn't it? Sounds like I'm saying, don't do it, don't implement, don't do it. It's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt. And in a way I am. But I'm going to show them a way out. So think about challengers. Everybody seen the challenger? Warmer, reframe, I'm taking him down. We're going down, 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 down into what's going on. They're drowning, right? Showing them what's happening. And how they think their solution is going to fix, and here's what's going to happen to it. I'll say, you know what? Here's the interesting thing. A lot of companies that you're going to meet with, they're going to come in here, and they're going to start talking to you about your problems, and they're going to start talking about ACA, and they're going to start talking about technology, and they're going to show you some cool stuff, and they're going to start with a big, fancy product demonstration with unicorns and squishy balls and candy canes, and it's going to solve all your problems. It could. But you know what? We think that's a little arrogant. Because we don't really know you. And we don't know what the right solution or fit for you is yet. And we don't know what this looks like for you. Because your butterfly and your silos and your revenue strategies and your P&L and your strategic initiatives and your workload and what all that looks different than anybody else's. And so what we do that's a little bit different is we seek to understand you. And we seek to collaborate with you. So that when we come back and present, we can do it with a level of conviction because we know you. And let me show you what I'm talking about. What I want to do is I want to understand all those revenue strategies. I want to understand that labor. I want to understand that P&L, what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish and what have you. I want to understand. I want to come in and I want to meet with your staff and I want to add up. I want to sit down with every payroll person. I want to find out, and put a T-chart and say, of all the things you do, what fits into the left bucket and what fits into the right bucket? Every dollar, every person, every time, every hour, every technology, which bucket does it fit into? And I'm going to start looking at that and quantifying. And then when I'm done, once I understand it, I'm going to come in and I'm going to see what you're not doing over here that you want to do, but I'm going to take all this stuff and I'm going to add it up and see what it costs. And then you know what I want to do? I want to understand all your data flow points in and out. I want to understand how the information flows. I want to understand if you're doing it that way because you have to do it that way because of your business, or if you do it that way just because you've always done it that way. I want to understand data flow points in and out of other systems. I want to understand what your transaction ratios are. I want to see if I can come in and take a look at this and automate all the data flow in and all the data flow out and give you process control, automation, vision, and analytics around your biggest number. And move you from a 1 to 4 transaction ratio to a 50 to 1 transaction ratio. For every 50 timesheets, maybe there's an exception you've got to deal with. That scale. And I want to look at all your silos, and I want to look at your implementation. I want to do this. And what we do to do this, is we come in and we do a diagnostic on your business. I've done 250 of them. da-da-da, solutions consultants, whatever you want to say, make up your own story. When Blackstone does this, when KKR does this, when HIG does this, they call us, these private equity groups, because this is what they want. I want to understand if you're going to go through M&A. I want to understand what you're using today. I want to understand if you're growing. I want to understand if you're shrinking. I want to understand what's happening. I don't want to understand just what you look like today. I want to understand where you're going. Because you know what? There's a lot of companies out there that are one-trick ponies. And they only have one solution. And regardless of what may fit for you, they're going to push theirs. And you know what? A lot of it, brochures, whatever, all sounds the same. Right? But then, let me show you something about the industry. You have a lot of options in front of you. You're going to meet with all these different people, and you're going to have to try to figure out what makes sense for you. But let me just framework out the industry for you. You could leave everything in place that you have today and just outsource some of the compliance things, just some of the money movement out, just some of these pieces on the back end of the butterfly that are complicated and have the least disruptive thing to do. We could literally come in, you can keep your own technology, right? We can manage these data flow points out, and we can give you some relief, some immediate relief. And that works for a lot of companies. Or, we can come in, and we can evaluate the data flow in and the data flow out. We can look at what it takes to automate it. We can wrap services and technology and things around it. And we can be more aggressive. We can help you automate and get there. In all kinds of different levels and flavors and varieties that you're going to pick and choose. Or, we can come in and do that, and we can find there are functional things that you want us to do. And there are places where technology, in theory, just isn't going to cut it, but you need human element. Maybe you're overstaffed, maybe you're going to grow, maybe you need to hire people, whatever. Maybe we need to take on, maybe you need things like service centers. Maybe you need things like shared accountability from us to ensure that your technology works. Maybe you're scared that your staff isn't going to pull this one off right here. And so you want somebody in the boat with you. And you need an insurance policy. Or maybe you want to do that, and there's an opportunity to offset that by looking at some other variables like your health insurance, your workers' comp, and your taxes. I don't know. We don't know right now. But what's interesting is, so you guys know what I just did?